Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, get your cocktails ready because it is happy hour time. Sound check has been successful. It is now time to start the countdown.
A little ordinary? Is it lacking something awesome? Well, head out to your local liquor store and pick up something extraordinary. Grab a bottle of Old Humble Straight Whiskey or Old Humble Special Reserve. They're clean, smooth, easy drinking whiskeys that taste the way whiskey should taste. From humble beginnings to an extraordinary finish, Old Humble whiskeys are what your bar needs today. Walk tall, be awesome, and drink humble. Old Humble Straight Whiskey and Old Humble Special Reserve. Get yours today.
Get yours today, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, we are available in 34 states. The Old Humble Distilling Company's delicious whiskey. Soon to be 44 states because I'm about to sign a new distribution deal that adds us into 10 more states. I am the Old Humble guy. This is the Old Humble Pandemic Studios, broadcasting live from my home, where we set up this little studio to do these shows specifically. And today's opening shot is probably not coffee. You can get one of these on our Spring Tea website, spring.com, whatever it is. The link is probably in the description. I don't know. Let me look. Is it? If I click there, scroll down, is the link in the description? Somewhere, maybe? Yeah, you got to go down a little ways. You get it delivered to your door. There's that. There's our Square site. I need to get this in the description. We'll get it in the description in the playback. That'll be fine. Hey, Pigskin Blitz is in the house. Cheers to everybody out there. We got to get this thing started. The cocktail of the night is Old Humble Distilling Company's Boomtown Bourbon, the one and only internationally famous bourbon that we make here at the Old Humble Distilling Company. Famous in 4 continents, multiple award-winning, Whiskey of the Year 2 years in a row, and for what it's worth, it is my mom's favorite bourbon. So there you go. Tonight's topic is going to be Egg Nog. We're going to be talking about the fascinating history of Egg Nog. I am, if you've caught our lives at the distillery recently, you will have seen that we are steadily and progressively building out our distillery live. I've made my way all the way into the back, working on the office space right now. I've got it about a quarter of the way done, give or take. Maybe a little bit more than a quarter of the way done, probably close to a third of the way done. That feels right. It feels like it's about a third. The last thing to do after I finish the office, then that last bit is going to be the bathroom. Y'all don't ever get to see that. But my capture card burned up on my camera at the distillery, so I've got to wait before I can live stream again. Probably won't be until Friday or Saturday when I can live stream again from the distillery. I tried to go live last night and I couldn't get any video. So last night I just worked. And listened to Kiss. There's Kathy Bates, Pigskin Blitz, both in the house. Cheers, both of you. Formerly Blue Farm. We will get to the chat section. I'll add the chat screen up later. I want to give a big shout out to all of my new subscribers up here. We've gone from 2620 something to 2640 in the last week. But y'all, actually, I wasn't live last week, was I? So it's been probably 3 weeks. So I think we were just under 26. We were at 2590 something, 2580 something last time I went live. We've added a few folks in the last 2 or 3 weeks. So big shout out to all my new subs. Glad to have you here. Still working on adding members to the show. We're going to do memberships. We're going to do a members only sip along probably in February. I'm putting together the details of how we're going to do that. It will be it'll be probably three different flavors, maybe four different flavors of our whiskeys, and one that you can't get anywhere other than as a member. We'll do a thing. Everybody will come on, but I need to have about 5 or 10 people doing the sip along with me, so I can have 5 people come on the show with me, and we can kind of rotate the people in over the course of the panel. It's going to be a members only show, so you want to be able to have some people being able to watch and some people being able to participate. Maybe we'll do it public and only members have the sip along. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But memberships start as low as, what is it, $2 a month? $2 a month, $5 a month, and it goes all the way up to $25 a month. You get to name the tasting room for a period of time, probably 3 months, 6 months, haven't decided yet. Right now, the official name of the tasting room, we have designated the official name of the tasting room, which I am building out, is the Firefly Lounge. We're going to get signage. It's going to look really nice and pretty once all the lights and everything are up. It's going to look real fancy, real nice, and real delightful. Most of the time, we're just going to have the house lights up. It's going to be bright and festive and entertaining, and house lights will be up, and it'll be just like a normal lounge to come in and do a tasting room. But when we have bands playing, when we have entertainment, we're going to bring the house lights down, the ambiance lights up, and it's going to be a nice, delightful little space for everybody to be in. What else do we need to know? You can get Christmas presents through our our spring site. You can order us online and have it delivered to your house. Use the discount code MAKEIT2 with the number 2, and you can order any two of our 4 bottles. Use the discount code MAKEIT2, and it'll be delivered free to your house. In any one of 34 states. The map is on our website. OldHumbleDistilling.com/shop online. OldHumbleDistilling.com. There's a button, Shop Now. Online store, I think is what it says. Maybe it says Shop Now. I can't remember what it says. Click on the button to bring you to the store, and you'll be able to order our whiskey and it'll go right to your door. What more could you ask for, right? What more could you ask for? Who all's in the house? We got Dom. We got Kathy Bates. Sunflowers has joined us. Cheers, Sunflowers. Haven't seen you in a while. Mostly because I've been busy on Friday nights and haven't hung out over at Bacon's place. And the Lone Star, Chad from Dallas. He's a Cowboys fan, but he's a good guy. You just have to explain stuff to him slowly. But still, he's a good guy. So what have I been up to the last 3 weeks? Jesus, I've been out and about. We had Thanksgiving. I've been doing tastings like a crazy person. I was in Beaumont today, of all places. Beaumont. Last time I was in Beaumont, a guy got shot. Nobody got shot this time, but I did take shots. See, you're just gonna have to explain it to him really slowly. I made a bunch of shorts from my videos, my last several videos that we did. I mean, I'm learning and doing stuff and trying to expand the reach and growth of the channel. We are, you know what I think I want to do? We're at 2,640 subscribers right now. Maybe I should do a giveaway for 3,000 subscribers. What do you think? Should I give away a 2-pack? You know what? That's what I'm going to do. We're going to give away a pack of 2 bottles from our website. You'll be able to order it. I'll give you a discount code, a one-time use discount code. One person will win a pair of bottles from our online store if we hit 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year. How will we do this? Well, what we'll do is if we hit 3,000 subscribers, if we hit 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year, I will do a Wheel of Doom and Glory in January. We'll do a Wheel of Doom and Glory. We'll set it up. I'll open up a live stream, and we'll just do a live stream, a 12-hour live stream. And every single person that comes into the 12-hour live stream, we'll do super chats. We'll do chat. You show up in chat. You will do the same normal rules. You show up in chat. you get on the wheel. You do a super chat. You get on the wheel that many times. You become a member. You get on. All the members already have their name on the wheel. The number of times equal to the number of dollars of their membership for the year. So a $2 membership gets you on the wheel for 24 times. We'll do that. We'll do that in January if we hit 3,000 subs by the end of the year. And maybe I'll extend it out to the end of January. Maybe I'll give myself 2 months to get 3,000 subs. We need 300. I'm averaging about 120 subs a month, give or take 120. But I mean, geez, if we could do 300 in a month, if we could do 300 in 2 months, that'd be a good 2 month period, I think. All right, I got to work on this. I got to work on this idea, put it together in my head, and then we'll spin the wheel of glory. And some dum dum is going to go home with a discount code that will give them 2 bottles of whiskey off of our website for free. Because that's a big deal, hitting 3,000 subs. I think that's a big milestone to put in, especially if it's by the end of the year. At the beginning of this year, I think I had at the beginning of the year, I think I had like 900. I think. Did I have 900? I think I meant it might have been 15. No, I think it was 9. It might have been. I don't know how. I don't know what I had at the beginning of the year. I don't know. I haven't been tracking it very closely. I haven't been paying that close attention. Anyway, enough of that. Enough of all that. Without any further ado, it's 15 minutes of the show. This is when we start the topic. The topic today is eggnog, the holiday treat that everyone loves and enjoys, or at least tolerates. Sometimes you just lie about it and you're like, "Yeah, I love eggnog." So, what is eggnog? What is eggnog? Let's start with the basic, the basic word eggnog. Historically, we've called it a milk punch or an egg milk punch when they add alcoholic beverages. But basically, we're talking about a dairy based beverage. Dairy. I don't know if it counts as a cocktail. It's a mixed drink. But a cocktail is alcohol, water, flavored water, sugar, and that's pretty much it's 3 ingredients: alcohol, some kind of mixer, and a second mixer like bitters. So alcohol, sugar, water, bitters. That's your old fashioned alcohol, Coke, which is sugar, water, and flavoring. Um, Alcohol, a mixer, and a floater. That sort of thing, like a whiskey sour or a margarita. So it's not technically a cocktail, but it is a mixed drink. And in this mixed drink, you get basically milk and cream, which gives it that creamy texture, sugar, egg yolks, which gives it that thickness, and then whipped egg whites, which gives it that frothy texture on top. You add a distilled spirit, and traditionally it's brandy, rum, whiskey, or all three. You can mix all three together. And mind you, when you mix alcohols together, you're not increasing the alcohol content. Half a shot of rum, half a shot of whiskey, and half a shot of brandy is still just a shot and a half. If the brandy's a little bit high proof, you're actually reducing what you would otherwise have if you had a full shot of brandy, because whiskey and rum typically are lower alcohol content than your brandy. If your brandy's at 120 proof, your whiskey and rum is going to bring that down. If your rum is at 151, it's going to bring it up. But then the whiskey's going to bring it down. So it all like balances out. So when you see these people like mixing all the alcohols together, they're not increasing the alcohol content. They're just changing. They're just kind of diluting the flavor of the alcohol. You can do it all with vodka or all with rum or whatever. So anyway, that said, brandy, rum, whiskey, the different types of whiskey. I like my eggnog with cheap ass whiskey. Cheap ass whiskey or sweeter whiskey. Sometimes I'll use, if I'm just doing whiskey, I'll use Maker's Mark because Maker's Mark is a little bit sweeter whiskey than your typical bourbon. Um, I just don't like the taste of Jack, so I never use Jack in anything ever, 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 unless I need to clean the drains of my sink. But brandy has a really strong flavor. Rye has a really strong flavor to complement the sweetness of the eggnog. But for my money, I like a little bit sweeter whiskey. to go with the brandy and the rum. So there you go. All that said, it's typically drank during the Christmas season, from the end of October through to the beginning of January. Once Christmas hits, eggnog flies off the shelf. 30% off, 60% off sales. After January, you can't find eggnog for another 10 months at least. When we make it at home, when we make it homemade, we will oftentimes add a little bit of flavoring from cinnamon or nutmeg. You can also find it in stores. Hell, Screwball makes an eggnog, which I wouldn't buy Screwball anything. But that's enough of that. So the history of the eggnog itself, the actual history of it, it goes all the way back to like the 1600s. As early as 1665, 1675, there's recipes of an egg, a frothy egg drink that's called noggin. A Middle English term for well, it's served in a noggin rather. It's a frothy egg-based drink that's served in a noggin, and that may be where the terminology comes from. But as the drink develops over time, they start to add cream to it, and it becomes a little thicker, a curdled type of milk beverage. It becomes a little bit thicker, becomes a little bit more flavorful. It becomes a little bit more almost like a meal in the drink itself. They add alcohol to it to preserve it, and it becomes a very tasty drink, a very intoxicating drink. And that's all the way through into the 1760s or so, where eggnog, where it becomes an eggnog, it becomes an Americanized term of eggnog. Going forward from there, at least some sources consider it to be a combination of a couple of slang terms. But most culinary historians agree that eggnog originated from an early medieval British drink that they called posset, which I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But it was made with hot milk that was curdled with wine or ale and flavored with spices, which is getting really close to the actual the recipe that we know of today as eggnog, because the curdled milk would give it that same consistency that the cream and eggs give to our eggnog today. And that's moving all the way up into uh, moving into the late 16th and early 17th, late 17th and early 16th centuries, or 17th and 18th. Jesus Christ, my brain is not working right. I'm going to fix that real quick. Hold on. There we go. So, milk, eggs, cream, brandy. If you trim away the cream, swap out the brandy for sherry, and now you have a drink which was really popular among the aristocracy in Britain. They were all foods that the wealthy would have access to: milk, eggs, sherry. So it was often used in fancier dinners to toast prosperity and good health. Those who could afford milk and eggs and costly spirits would mix them in with eggnog, mix in with the eggnog, including brandy, wine, and sherry, making a drink that is very similar to our modern eggnog. So as you can see, eggnog goes way back into the 1600s. It was a drink for the aristocracy, wealthier households. If you're a peasant in the 1600s, you're not sloshing around a bunch of cream and eggs and all that stuff and throwing it in alcoholic beverages. This is something specifically for special occasions, which is why it was cracked out during the holidays. In places in the American colonies where even bourbon was expensive, homemade moonshine spirits would be added to the eggnog. Eggnog became tied to the holidays when it was adopted in the United States in the 1700s. So there you go. It wasn't just for fancy occasions. It became something more for the holidays. Records show that the first U.S. president served an eggnog-like drink to visitors, which included rye whiskey, which was the original American whiskey, rye whiskey, rum, and sherry. The president's recipe called for a variety of alcoholic beverages along with dairy and egg ingredients. 1 quart cream, 1 quart milk, 1 dozen teaspoons of sugar, and 1 pint of brandy, a half pint of rye, and a half pint of Jamaican rum, and a quarter pint of sherry. The recipe instructs cooks to mix the liquor first, then separate the yolks and whites of the eggs, add sugar and beaten yolks, mix well, etc., etc., etc. Let me look down my notes a little bit further. So that's kind of the history of the eggnog. Homemade eggnog, it's pretty much made the same way. Most people, I mean, I kid you not, the Borden stuff is pretty much as good as it gets for the non-alcoholic stuff, and then you can add your own alcohol to it. It does not really improve with the more money you spend. If you're going to really improve your eggnog, homemade stuff is really good. It's a type of flavor that you can't get anywhere else. But if you're really going to focus on improving the quality of your eggnog, don't just make it homemade, but look at the quality of the alcohol that you're putting into it, the flavor of the alcohol that you're putting into it. Sherry, brandy, rum, whiskey. That's a good combo to give you a good solid flavor profile. The sherry and the brandy giving a fruity type of complement to the creamy mix of cream and milk, and the sugar and the cream and the milk going well with the whiskey, because the whiskey is a little bit acidic. The sugar kind of softens the acidic flavor of the whiskey. And then, of course, the rum is relatively sweet as well. That's what I would do if I were making eggnog, and we will be having eggnog at the distillery probably the first weekend in January, the last bits of eggnog, the last hurrah of 2023, as I'll call it. I think that's kind of everything I wanted to talk about with the wild, fascinating history of eggnog. It's not really something, it didn't transport, it didn't travel, so it's not a regional thing in the way that wine or beer or even alcohols are a relatively regional drink. The mixed drink itself spread out of Britain, so it goes everywhere where Britain set foot and had colonies. It transferred from Britain to other countries, so where Britain touched France, where Britain touched Spain, and Spain and France had colonies in the Americas, like Venezuela, South America, Mexico, all throughout the Americas. There's either a popular eggnog type drink that they drink, or eggnog itself is also popular. It's less popular in African countries because there's just less, the further south you go in Africa, the more lactose intolerant people become, and that's just because of that, there's less and less eggnog to be had, because there's less and less what am I trying to say? Less and less dairy-based drinks to be had the further south you go in Africa. So there's a milk and cream based eggnog type drink everywhere. It's not true. Almost everywhere. There's a milk and cream based type of eggnog. So there you go. That's enough of all that shit. Let's get over to the chats and see where we're at. It is 10:45. I killed chat with the talk about eggnog. That's okay. If y'all got any questions, fire away. I'm done with the monologue bit. Let's go one quick commercial, and then onto chat. So, word from our sponsors. I'll be right back.
Is your bar looking a little ordinary? Is it lacking something awesome? Well, head out to your local liquor store and pick up something extraordinary. Grab a bottle of Old Humble Straight Whiskey or Old Humble Special Reserve. They're clean, smooth, easy drinking whiskeys that taste the way whiskey should taste. From humble beginnings to an extraordinary finish, Old Humble whiskeys are what your bar needs today. Walk tall, be awesome, and drink humble. Old Humble Straight Whiskey and Old Humble Special Reserve. Get yours today.
Get yours today, indeed. The chat window is up over here over my left shoulder or off my left shoulder. Another big shout out to my subscribers. Thank you so much, guys, for subscribing to the show. I guess this is kind of the time when I would go into a rant. I did not share the story about our latest internet dust-ups that I've had over the last couple of weeks. What have we done over the last couple of weeks? What have I done over the last couple of weeks? Over on TikTok, this is the phenomenon on TikTok. The fucking millennials. Fucking millennials. The fucking children of TikTok. The romper room set. The babies coming out and they're all like, Joe Biden's old. I'm not voting for Joe Biden again. He's too old. Like, do they not understand that Kamala Harris is right behind him? What are we going to do if we elect Joe Biden and he dies? Do you not know what happens? Do you not know what happens when you elect somebody and they do not survive the term? Do you people not actually know this? This isn't complicated. This is not complicated shit. We got a vice president. Vice president takes the spot. That's it. You're done. And these people are like, we want a better candidate. We want somebody, anybody. We ain't going to vote for Joe Biden. We want somebody, anybody else. Yeah, okay. Is Kamala Harris that bad? Is she? I don't know anything about her. I don't care. I mean, I know there's plenty of other people that I'd like to vote for other than Kamala Harris. She didn't impress me in the last election. But whatever. William Hall, second member of the channel. Cheers, Mr. William. We're going to do a bottle giveaway if we hit 3,000 subscribers. So tell your friends, tell your brothers, tell your sisters, get your alternate accounts and subscribe up. We'll do the same type of bottle giveaway. We'll do the Wheel of Doom and Glory. All the members get their names on the wheel, the member number of times. Super chats into chat. We'll do like a 12-hour chat. It'll be a one-time thing. One-time event. Probably, it might be in February. I might give it 2 months. If we get 3,000 subscribers by the end of January, I might do it and we'll do the giveaway in February. I think we might do that. Anyway, I don't know. TikTok's a cesspool of garbage and dumbness. I don't know where these fucking romper room children are coming out. I don't know who's paying them to do this because they can't be like legitimately this stupid. They can't wake up in the morning and be that. I mean, I guess they could. They could be raised that dumb. Bacon's in the house. Cheers, Bacon. Dude, I'm working 90 hours a day. I'm well. I'm doing well. We're doing the build out. Things are coming along at the shop. I can do this. Y'all can't see my eyes. I can just do this the whole time. Working my ass off. Oh, I did want to talk about a thing. Prank comics. These fuckers. The unfunniest fucking people on the internet. Prank comics are the unfunniest people on the internet. If they were funny, they would have a real fucking comedy gig. If they were funny, they would be good at comedy. But they're not good at comedy because they don't write comedy. They do fucking prop art and prop comics are not funny. These idiots go to Home Depot and they harass people. They go to Walmart and they harass people. They go to movie theaters and harass people. They go to airports and harass people. They go places and they just harass people. And they record it and they're like, ha, it's funny, it's a joke. Dude, it's not a joke. You're going to get your ass beat and you deserve it. There's a local prank comic. Y'all might be familiar with him. I don't know. He used to have an internet a YouTube presence. He's got an Instagram presence. His name is Roland Zepeda. Roland Zepeda Jr. And his idiot compatriot Ed something or another. His idiot compatriot's in jail. Roland is got lawsuits against him because he's a fucking moron. This dumbass comes into Specs while I'm at Specs. So I don't know if y'all could probably guess this with me, but I don't take shit from people. I'm chill. I'm laid back. I'm an easygoing kind of guy, but you can probably also guess that I do not take a lot of shit from people, right? I'm also not a fucking idiot. I'm not nearly as dumb as people give me credit for being. So this moron comes into a Specs. I'm getting started at 5 o'clock. I'm there a little bit early. It's like 4:30. I'm talking with the store guy. Store guy talks to these two dudes. I'm talking with the other tasters, just kind of getting to know everybody. And usually I go to these stores on like a Wednesday or a Thursday, and it's relatively slow, and it's cool because I like to go to the stores when they're relatively slow because when they're really how do I explain this? When the store is really busy, it's harder to have a one-on-one interaction with the customers, right? I don't really need a crowd of 15 people around me. I can take two or three and I can sell two or three bottles to two or three people. It's fairly easy to do that. But when it's like 15 people, it's weird. Oddly enough, when there's 15 people, it's harder to do that because nobody wants to be the one, right? Anyway, so I'm talking to the other tasters. It's relatively slow. It's kind of fine. These two guys come and like, I can't do anything until 5 o'clock, guys. They're like, okay, cool. And they go wander off and then they come back. Um, they come back, they have a sample. I'm talking with them. And one of the dudes, he's like, I'm not going to drink this. Put it back in the bottle. I'm like, dude, you can't put that back in the bottle. Just throw it out, man. That's dumb. He goes, it doesn't have to be dumb. I'm like, yeah, I'm not putting it back in the bottle. That's ridiculous. You either want some or don't, but don't give it back to me and to put in the back in the bottle. That's just nonsense. Just throw it in the trash and move on, man. Don't be stupid. I don't have to put up with shit from people because I'm the owner of the company. I can't fire myself. I don't have to put up with shit from people. And yesterday I was at a store and this guy just would not fucking shut up. He would not stop talking, kept blah, 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 blah. He was a bartender at a bar in 1947. And I'm like, you know what, dude? I need to use the bathroom. I corked my bottle, put it in my bag, and walked off. In middle of a fucking sentence. I didn't even have to listen to it. I just walked off. Um, so, anyway, so these dudes, the one likes the sample, the other guy doesn't drink it, tells me to put it back in the bottle. I tell him to fuck off, and they leave. I didn't tell him to fuck off at that point. Just told him it was dumb. That was nonsense. He was being silly. So they leave. He comes back like 15 minutes later. Garrison Brothers is next to me. I'm talking to Garrison Brothers guy. We're laughing. They come back, and this is when he starts to act like a fucking idiot. And he's got this look on his face, which makes me wonder if he's mentally challenged. The word I used on that particular day was retarded, and I'm not ashamed of it because he kind of looked a little bit retarded. But he had a look on his face, and I realized really quick that he wasn't just looking at me. Do this with the. You see this? He wasn't just looking at me. He was looking to over my left shoulder at his friend. He kept looking over here at his friend, who was standing right over here on my right. And you can see him in the video. He's standing like right over here to my right. And his job was to make sure that he didn't get hit. He did a good job. But he wouldn't have been able to stop me if I wanted to hit him. But we're in Specs, right? There's like a cameras everywhere. There's a security guard right over there. And he starts calling me a jackass. I'm like, excuse me? You call me a jack? What the fuck is wrong with you? And then we start going at it. And I could tell like right away that like something weird was going on. His arm was in a weird position. His eyes kept darting. Something weird was going on. And he kept his distance. He kept his distance just past. He was just past this far away from me. Other side of a barrel, you know. Says something. uh, threatens something. Give me a wedgie, I think was what he said he was going to do. I'm like, you know what? Do it. I dare you. I fucking dare you to do it. Come on. And I kept thinking the whole time, like, is he actually going to try to fucking lay his hands on me? I didn't think he would because he kept his distance. You know, like something was going on, right? Like this dude was just trying to agitate, but he wasn't trying to he wasn't trying to escalate the situation. He was just being verbal, and I was trying to meet the energy and get him to go away. Um, so blah blah blah. John back and forth. He finally turns and says, "Fuck your whiskey." He starts to walk off. I'm like, "Well, if you want to fuck it, I can shove it up your ass." And he goes around the corner. Then his buddy buys a drink. We shake hands. He's a cool dude. We laugh about it, and he goes off. And I'm laughing with the Garrison Brothers guy, like jackass, jackass. He kept saying jackass, reminding me of the Happy Madison, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, the movie Happy Gilmore. The guy in the crowd who kept going jackass. Anyway, flash forward to a couple of hours later. I'm up on Instagram on this idiot's Instagram feed. His channel gets taken down a few days later. His YouTube channel has been taken down since because he's got a felony indictment against him for laying hands on an elderly person. He hit an elderly person, which is a felony in the state of Texas. And YouTube took his channel down. But then I get a call from a caller ID blocked phone number. Was talking to jackass. And I'm like, oh, it's you again. It's probably your dad that you're looking for. Hold on. And he says, your shit's back up on Instagram, and he hangs up on me because he's a coward and a fucking moron. Um, so, so I get a call from a dude in Dallas who recognized this guy, and this guy threatened to steal his dog. He was going to dress up as a UPS delivery man and steal his dog. And see, here's the thing. These fucking idiots say, oh, it's just a joke. But the thing is, when the radio guys do these fucking birthday scams where they call up and they're prank callers and they agitate you and they make you say stuff, they get a release, they get permission, they tell you what's going on, and then they put it on their show. They don't just spring this shit on you and then walk away. There's a release. There's a release that you sign, that they sign. There's compensation if they're going to use your likeness on the show and make money off of it. There's like all the stuff. Like it's legit and it's legal. And it's well written and it's funny as opposed to just being stupid and unfunny. So here's what's up. This dude in Dallas is looking for information on this guy, looking for information and looking for harassment as a pattern of behavior in conjunction with uh, uh, a, a prosecution that's already underway. And I said, you know what? Anything that I can do to get these assholes, any kind of fucking prank comic to go away, I am more than willing to do it. But even more importantly, this guy's got contact information, address, doesn't have phone number, but he's got contact information and address, so I can serve him a cease and desist letter, and I can also serve him a demand letter for using my name, my image, or not my name, my brand and my image to make money. So that son of a bitch owes me money. but the but the the baseline of it all is these idiots go out there. They're not funny because they're not real comics, because real comics write jokes. They write jokes, they write stories. There's a setup, a punchline, a twist, a callback, and then they move forward. These guys don't do that. They just harass people. They don't do there's no clever writing. There's no, when shit goes bad, they're all just like, "Oh, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. You're on camera. It's just a joke." And then they don't even get permission to use your image. They don't get permission to use your likeness. They don't get permission to use your brand. They don't compensate you while they're making money off of you. That's all illegal and inappropriate. And this motherfucker messed with the wrong guy. He's also spent time in jail because he stopped traffic on I-45 to play a basketball game in the middle of the freeway. Like a fucking moron. Nobody, who does that? Who stops traffic on a 4-lane highway in the middle of Houston to play a basketball game? And he did it, and he recorded it with a stolen GoPro camera, and that's how they caught his dumbass. He went to someone's house, stole a couple of GoPro cameras, recorded his stupid stunt with the stolen cameras, and when he posted it, the guy who he stole the cameras from recognized him from the security footage of his house and called the cops. I mean, how do you be that stupid and function? How do you be that stupid out in the open and not choke on cereal? How do you be that stupid and not choke on cheese? Like just fucking swallow wrong like a moron. You swallow, then chew, and then die because you choke to death. How do you be so stupid to steal a GoPro to record your stupid fucking stunt, post the footage of your stupid stolen GoPro stunt, and then get caught from the security footage of the house that you stole the GoPros from? How do you be that stupid? How do you just walk around and exist being that remarkably stupid? I know there's a few of y'all who do open mics and stand up and actually do real comedy. I know there's a few of you who can talk into a microphone and entertain crowds, who have volunteered to be in a room, who have nothing in common with you or each other, and tell stories to them and make them laugh. I know there's a few of you out there who do that as a profession. And I can only assume that you hate these people as much as I do, because they cheapen your profession. In the same way that real accountants look at TurboTax accountants and they're like, yeah, no, you're not an accountant, dude. It's like real engineers look at the people that drive trains and they're all like, you're not a real engineer, man. You couldn't do your job without me. I built that train that you're driving, you moron. You're just a driver. Anyway, yeah. So I have no idea how these people be in society and like don't like accidentally fall down manholes or hit themselves with a door when they're trying to open it. You know, they're like reach over, grab the doorknob, and just smack themselves in the face. I don't know. I don't know how they do it. I honest to God don't know. So, bravo to them for figuring it out, though. You know, every stupid moron who survives another day in America should get mad props for surviving that day in America. I have note cards somewhere around here with more topics that I wanted to cover. I just got to find my note cards because I write down topics that I'm going to cover. Is that one? It's a card. All right. Next up, Taylor Swift, Man of the Year. Woo! Taylor Swift, Tay-Tay, my ex-girlfriend, Man of the Year. Woo! Person of the Year, actually. Time quit doing Man of the Year and Woman of the Year and just started doing Person of the Year so they could only do half as many. Smart move. Smart move, I might add, to only do half as many. Feel free to ask questions, by the way. I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to take it off chat. I'm just going to keep going until people, I mean, y'all can fill up chat all you want. I learned that I can cut this into a short. I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited about being able to cut this into shorts. It's kind of like when you have pants, like the show is pants. And then I can just like cut it into shorts. See how that works? You know what I might do? I might take my webcam, this thing. Hello. I might take my webcam to the distillery tomorrow and live stream from the distillery. Where am I going tomorrow for my tasting? Let's find out. Tater Dom, goddamn bacon. Carrot Top started driving from Vegas to Houston, something about having a word with the owner of the local distillery. Vegas to Houston is about a 24-hour drive. So I got plenty of time. Dude, that guy's jacked. Have y'all seen him? He looks like Matt Rife's dad. Dude is fucking jacked. Let's see. Where's my tasting request for December? Is this December? December. What is tomorrow? Today. What is today? Today is the 6th. Tomorrow is the 7th. Tomorrow, the 7th, is store 12. I'm going to be in store 12. What store is store 12, you ask? That's a great question. Store 12 is let's find out. Store 12 is Memorial. 635 Memorial and Derry Ashford. That's a small store. It's a good store. Last time I was in that store, I was doing a tasting next to a lady from The Botanist, which I have learned is how you pronounce that whiskey's or that gin's name. There are 4 bottles of Special Reserve and 12 bottles of straight whiskey. This might be an evening where I am doing a tasting for more than an hour and a half. I've got 15, 16 bottles, a case and a half. Woo! So these stores aren't ordering my whiskey ahead of my tastings, which is fucking frustrating. Extremely frustrating. Because if I had the whiskey, I would sell their fucking whiskey. Speaking of Matt Rife and Carrot Top, so Carrot Top, I don't know. I mean, he's this redheaded albino. He's not albino. He's just redheaded, pale as fuck. But he's all buttered up with cocoa oil all the time, and he's tan as hell, living in Vegas, just yoked. Dude is like just jacked, like a motherfucker. But he's got like the jaw, and I swear to God, his whole face looks like it's been reconstructed. Matt Rife kind of looks like his kid. He's got darker hair, obviously. But you know, in the right light, like when the light's like coming at, like Carrot Top's face looks weird. Let's see if I can pull up a image of Carrot Top looking weird. Carrot Top. Yeah, that's him. Image. Carrot Top and Matt Rife. And Matt Rife. Is that? Let's see here. Matt Rife and Carrot Top side by side. I'm looking for. Okay, so here's a picture of Matt Rife. I'm going to open that up there. Although that's probably the link to the story. Yeah, I don't want the link to the story. Open a new window. Does that do it? Yeah. There's Matt Rife. Okay, I'm gonna put that there. And go back here. We're gonna look at Carrot Top real quick. So I'm gonna link these pictures. God damn, this dude is just fucking swole. Yoked. Looks weird. God dang. That that lady's pretty. Okay, so let's get these images up here. Capture device. That one? No. Chart? Yeah, this will do. Carrot Top. Open that up. All right, so here's the Carrot Top images. That number, yeah, there it is. There's the one. We're gonna trim this way. There it is. That's him. Then let's do another one. That one? That one? No. That one? Yeah, that's the one. That one. Okay. See that picture. There's that. Okay. So there. Okay, so there's not as much as a resemblance as I thought. I thought there was more of a resemblance. Yeah, let's trim this up a little bit. I thought there was a little bit more of a resemblance. But you can see, man, well, I don't know, I can see. Maybe that. Look at that picture. That one. Come on. Okay. Where's my cursor? There it is. That's what I'm trying to do. Change the picture. There it is. That one. And my computer's struggling. That one. But damn, he has a pretty jawline, doesn't he? God damn, that man's pretty. Yeah, there's not as much of a resemblance as I thought there was. But look at how yoked. Just look at this. Okay, we're minimize that picture. Look at how fucking yoked Carrot Top is. Come on, show me the picture. Fix the picture. Look at him. Dude is just, I mean, that is almost certainly, whoops, that's my picture there. That is almost certainly what happens when you eat well, live right. Uh, yeah, no enhancements of any sort, I'm sure. It's all just natural living, right? This one probably more so. This one with the blue shirt here, the one with the blue shirt, that's probably more natural than uh anything else on this page. Jesus, look at those arms. God dang. He looks kind of like a Ninja Turtle. This versus this. This versus that. I mean, man, that's called good living. That's called eating, Vienna sausages and ramen noodles and just living a good, healthy lifestyle. Making a good, healthy lifestyle choice to live good, healthy choices. Meanwhile, where's Maddie? Let's explore more of Matt Rice pictures here. Go back. Oh, wrong pictures. Come on, where you at, Maddie? Matt. Matt. All right, let's get this up here. Oh, where'd he go? What happened? Matt. Matthew. Reiflinghausen. I bet he hates the harassment comments too. I bet he does. Look at these old pictures. That's him before the chin job. Look at that fat chin he's got. His frat boy chin he's got over here. Look at that one. What's going on there, Matt? Oh, that's not a frat boy chin, is it? You telling me that's normal? That's natural? Look at those cheeks and that chin. Really? Really? Is that the story we're really going with? Or that's just how I was made? Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. And to be honest, I don't hate him because he's beautiful. He's fucking gorgeous. He is a beautiful man. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him being pretty. Although no, you got the cheekbones and everything on that one. Here we go. That one he kind of looks like the he looks like the nerd. What was the guy from the Breakfast Club? He kind of looks like Emilio Estevez from the Breakfast Club. Kind of looks like the Emilio Estevez character. A little bit. Kind of looks like that guy. But that was before the definitely didn't have a surgery on his chin. I got Jack. And that's definitely not the same chin that we saw in the first photo. That is definitely, I mean, look at that one. Are you telling me those are the same pictures? No. You can't piss on me and say that it's raining. I'm smarter than that. That chin, that chin. And hey, no problem. I got no problem with it. Girl wants to get tits, guy wants to get a chin. You know, do you, man. You do it. Absolutely 100% do you. But I'm just saying, don't lie about it. Kaylee, what was it? Kaylee Kuko? Kaylee Koku from Third Rock from the Sun? When she got her tits done, she was like, "Yeah, I did it." There, I mean, it's obviously they showed up the next day, right? One week she didn't have them, the next week she did, and she was like, "Yeah, I did it. I was confident after I did my boobs. I was confident. Everything changed for me. I felt better about myself. There's nothing wrong with it. Own it. The story is old as time, right? You don't like how you look, you change your hair, you get some lifts in your boots, right, Ron? You get some lifts in your boots, you get a little bit taller, and some filler in your lips, you get some you go work out, you get a little bit yoked, you add a little bit of male hormones or bovine hormone or horse hormone, whatever it is that you need to get a little extra action going. You got a little uh, dangle. When you don't want to have a dangle, you get a little blue pill to make your things work better, right? I mean, better living through chemistry is what we called it back in the '60s. Better living through chemistry. I got no problem with guys and girls getting a little work done, making yourself look a little bit better. When I feel like my beard's getting a little soft and gray, I'll go and add a little bit of color to it. I don't mind. I don't mind. I'm not ashamed of it. I'll tell people I did it. Yeah, absolutely. I put a little color in that thing. Yeah, haven't done it in a while. When it starts growing in, it's a little bit. What I really don't like is that it's like it's dark up here, so it looks like my mustache kind of just goes. Root. I don't like that so much. But what I'm saying is, they want to go get a little bit of work done. Get some work done. I don't have any problem with that. Now, if you go get some work done and all the girls like you, and you're like, well, I want to be considered funny because if all the girls are showing up because I'm pretty, how do I know I'm a legitimate comic? Well, welcome to the thing that girls have to deal with on a regular basis. Are guys showing up because I have big tits, or are guys showing up because I'm funny? Are guys showing up because I'm attractive, like Eliza Schlesinger, or am I showing up because I'm funny, like Eliza Schlesinger? Because she actually is kind of funny. Was what was it? Amy Schumer, when she was hot, were people showing up because she was hot, or were people showing up because she was funny? Because when she, went more political and also gained some weight, did her career die because she got more political, or did her career die because she gained some weight? I don't know. I remember looking up one day and thinking, I haven't seen anything with Amy Schumer. I mean, she had a TV show, she had a sketch comedy show, she had a special and another special. She had a talk show for a little while. She did like 3 movies, and then all of a sudden I looked up and she was gone. What the hell happened to Amy Schumer? I don't know what happened to Amy Schumer. Um, what are y'all saying? Let's look over. At some point, y'all are gonna give me something in chat that I can just go off on, and it'll be like 45 minutes on a long fucking rant. You can legit make. I got jacked using. Uh, I got jacked using this one weird old tip ad and legit. Yep, this one weird tip. Um, a real life Batman villain. Which one? Carrot Top or Matt Rife. I think they're both Batman villains, to be quite honest. I mean, Carrot Top is, oh man, Carrot Top. He's a he is a wild. I mean, he's got the show in Vegas that he does like permanently. He's the modern. He's like uh oh that dude. Oh shit, the comedian's name evades me now. It starts with a G. Smash. I want to say. I'm trying to say Gandalf, but his name's not Gandalf. Smash the melons. Uh, comedian smash melons. Comedian Gallagher. That's it. I didn't even have to look it up. I'm still in the comedian smash melons part. I didn't actually finish looking it up. Um, Dane Cook's another guy that just vanished. But yeah, he's like the Gallagher without the smashing melons. He's just pulling out like, you know, a piano taped to a fish. He's like, I had to tune a piano. Fucking. That's not funny. He's a dad joke comic with props. Like, God, this is awful. No, 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 no. Let me show you. Like, he has a Howie Mandel energy. Howie Mandel energy with balloons and props and duct taped shit to other shit. It's a circle square. No, it's my it's my personal filter. He like holds up an air filter wrapped to a BlackBerry personal assistant. Ugh, no, or a can of spam taped to a an air filter. He says, "This is my spam filter, but I still get emails." Just shut up. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, prop comics annoy me. Yeah. Yeah. Without and and I can't imagine being the guy who comes up after the prop comic, right? Because like you're coming up on stage, like they do the little red light thing, and you go, okay, that's my time, and he leaves, and then there's a chest, an empty chest laying on the stage with just a bunch of crap laying all over the stage. And it's like somebody has to clean that up. I mean, that that's a bad job to have, but it's probably a better job than the guy who cleans up after the Tijuana Donkey Show. I'm just saying. It's still not a great job. It's still not a great job. It's just, I'm just saying. That's a short clip. I'll clip that and put that out on the shorts. People will love it. Cleaning up after the prop comic is probably it's a terrible job. Cleaning up after the prop comic is a terrible job, but it's probably better than cleaning up after the donkey show. Only show up to my show because of my tits too. I feel Black Gallagher was funny. Who's Black Gallagher? Who the fuck is he? I know Gallagher. I don't know about. I guess I don't run in those circles. There's a whole nother genre of comedy that I am excluded from because I don't watch BET. That was bad. I shouldn't have said that. My apologies. I'll go ahead and write the apology letter now. Dear Jesse Jackson, I'm sorry for my off-color joke. I guess it was a colored. Stop it. God damn, I'm going to get fucking... I'm going to get in trouble. Whew. I already got in trouble earlier. Actually, just yesterday. I posted a picture. There was a picture going around Twitter of that rat bastard Tucker Carlson standing next to that little murderous twerp. What's his name? the fat one. No, he's not actually fat. He's just dumpy. Um, Kyle Rittenhouse. That's it. So that rat bastard. I shouldn't call him a rat bastard. That's insulting to rats. Tucker Carlson and Kyle Rittenhouse standing next to each other, and somebody had photoshopped the picture of Kyle Rittenhouse to make him look like Bob's Big Boy. So he had the big fat belly and the hair that looped up like that. I'm like, that's funny. Somebody photoshopped it. I'm going to crop that picture and put it next to the Bob's Big Boy statue. But I'm going to crop out Tucker Carlson because I don't want to post a picture of Tucker Carlson. So I post a picture. I'm like, twins? I put the question mark. Because, that was the intention. It was photoshopped to look like that dude, Bob's Big Boy. Which is also Frisch's Big Boy, which is a story. There's a story there. Anyway, some asshole named Jerry, who lives in Fulshire, was like, well, I'm done with you. I tried. Fuck you and fuck your brown whiskey. I'm like, who the fuck are you? Bye, I guess. Whatever. You don't see the resemblance? And then he goes off and gets his feelings hurt, and he's all like, I'm going to show your pictures to the Montgomery County Tea Party and GOP leaders. Well, first off, we're not located in Montgomery County. Second off, who fucking cares? Third, they've never fucking supported me, and neither has this dickhead. So, I'm less than charitable with him. He says, just so you know, you shit on somebody who's tried to help your brand. I've tried to get you in Fulshire. I'm like, okay. First off, I shit on Kyle Rittenhouse, and he's never helped my brand. Second, if Kyle Rittenhouse were to offer help, I wouldn't accept it. And third, we're already in Fulshire. You haven't done shit to help me, you asshole. And then Easy Street with Jen jumps in and backs me for a little while. I appreciate that from Easy Street Jen. Love you, Easy Street. You're awesome people. Anyway, that was my little Twitter dust up for the week. Some dickhead who's like, I'm not ever going to buy your whiskey again. Like, well, you never bought it to begin with because you didn't even know that we were available in the place where you said you were trying to get us available in. So fuck you. You've never bothered to darken the door of our distillery. So fuck you. You're not a supporter. Eat my butthole. You, people need to understand, like, following someone on social media doesn't pay the bills. I can't take 7,000 followers from X, Twitter. I can't go down to my landlord and say, I've got 7,000 followers. Will you accept that in payment? He'd be like, fuck you. That's nothing. That's not a thing. Make money off of it. That's the whole idea. I mean, I've sold a few bottles through the Twitters, but following your friends' businesses is great. Buying your friends' products, buying their stupid candles, buying their earrings, helping turn their little hobby into an actual thing. I mean, yeah, I know. Some of them make shitty candles, some of them make dumb slippers, some make stupid t-shirts, whatever. But you're not gonna buy their dumb koozies. But you want a tumbler? Don't go to Walmart and buy a tumbler. Go to your friend's place. Say, hey, would you make a tumbler with the UH logo on it? I mean, that's way better than going to U of H and buying the fucking tumbler. They're not, U of H doesn't care. Yeah, support your school, whatever. But support your friends. Your friends care. That's an extra 20, $30 in their pocket versus, an extra 30 or $40 at, at uh, U of H. I mean, I'll send you to the store when I don't have it in stock at the distillery, but I've always got stuff in stock. If you can come to the shop, come by at the shop. Um, anyway, fuck you, Jerry. But for real, we have big tables, the big space. Our whiskey is for everyone. But if you're going to be a butthurt snowflake, being mad because we don't bow down and idolize your uh, killer buffoon from Idaho or Iowa or wherever the fuck that idiot's from, fuck you. I mean, seriously. What has Kyle Rittenhouse ever done for you? What has he ever done? You think like, defending someone like that is gonna like make him give a shit about you? Fuck, fuck you. He doesn't know who you are. He doesn't care who you are, and there's not a world where he will. Same with that the former fucking president, or even the current fucking president. Any former fucking president, they don't care who you are. You're gonna go to the mat for your pet politician? Fuck you. Call them out when they fuck up. Elon Musk doesn't care who you are. You defending Elon Musk when he's being stupid, when he's telling advertisers that they can fuck off, that if they kill his company, that it's them who killed his company because he's a radical fucking racist. It's the advertiser's fault because they don't want to advertise on your stupid fucking platform. Oh, they killed the company, and we're going to tell the story to all the world. No, you're not, because you're going to be out of business. You're going to be bankrupted. Fuck you. Fuck them. Fuck all y'all. Whatever. Defending that moron for doing moronic shit. Fuck all that. I don't understand. I don't understand the tribalism. I don't. I never will. And doesn't make any sense to me. Does not make any fucking sense to me. These people don't care about you. Elon Musk doesn't care about you. Warren Buffett doesn't care about you. Bill Gates doesn't care about you. They don't know who you are. They don't care. They're not doing shit to ruin your life intentionally. They're not doing shit to help you intentionally. They don't care. They're doing shit. If they're doing shit to help people, they're doing shit to help people, not you. They don't know who you are. Well, I don't understand why people get so. I don't understand it, and I don't care. I honest to God don't care. I do not. I will take my drink and move to the other table if you insist on giving a shit about that stuff, because I have no intention whatsoever of getting in a dumb argument about dumb shit that doesn't matter, especially when I'm out among the people having fun, listening to music, having good conversation, having fun, looking at asses and looking at tits and you know, jawlines and gorgeous eyebrows. If I'm out doing all that stuff, having fun, relaxing, chilling out, and you come up next to me at the bar and you go, you know, NASA's keeping a secret about the ice wall on the flat earth. I will take my drink and I will, that's a really interesting thing. And I'll walk off to the other fucking table in the middle of your fucking sentence because I don't want to hear it. I'm not gonna have a discussion about stupid fucking nonsense. I'm just gonna wander off and go do something else while you're in the middle of talking because I don't have time for that crap. I just don't care. I don't care. Now, there's things to care about. There's absolutely, certainly things that I care about. And there are things that I will go to the fucking mat to defend. Your right to vote. I'll defend that. The right to have your vote counted. I'll defend that. Go to the fucking mat. I don't give a shit if you voted for my dog. And by the way, my dog is not fit to hold any office at all. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. The goodest of boys. He's such a good boy. But he is not fit to hold office. But even if you vote for my dog, I will defend your right to have your vote counted. I may think it's a stupid vote, and I will tell you so. It's a stupid vote. But bravo for you for voting for something. You showed up, you made your way to the polls, you showed your ID, you cast your ballot. I mean, you wasted it on my fucking dog. He can't even read at a third grade level, for crying out loud. My dog does not understand the basic principles of democracy. My dog does not comprehend the fact that even if you occupy a building, you don't have the right to make decisions of the office that is based in that building. My dog could be in the executive suite of the Pennzoil building in downtown Houston, but that doesn't make him an executive at Pennzoil in Houston. That's not how shit works. We have like a corporate structure at Pennzoil. There's a board that elects the CEO and the CEO that selects his officers. And the board approves them, but the CEO gets to choose who's going to be his CFO and CMO and COO. Just because my dog goes into the CEO's office doesn't make him the CEO. He doesn't understand that because he's a fucking dog. He's a German Shepherd hybrid mix. He doesn't even know that when he comes to the distillery with me, that he's supposed to lay on the pillow that I put on the floor for him. He's an idiot dog. He's a dumb dog. He's not fit to hold office. But whatever, if you want to vote for him, that's fine. I will defend your right to have your vote counted for your vote for my dog. You moron. Whatever. His name's Wally. It's spelled like the robot. Go right ahead. Wally the dog. Go ahead. Vote for him. I don't care. I really, truly don't. Now, that said, there are, certain elections where it might matter. I mean, if you're going to take the time and effort to stand up and walk out your door, get in your car, drive through traffic, go to the polling place and vote, you probably ought to vote for somebody who has a chance of winning and is competent to serve in the office that you're voting for him to be in. I mean, in that case, I will advocate and defend your right to be educated as a voter, as you should. You should have the access to that and be an educated voter, and as an educated voter, still have your vote counted. These are things that I care about. These are things that I absolutely care about. And I'll test the waters. If you're talking to me about some nonsensical bullshit, I'll be all like, like my first move always, always, always is engagement to see if you're just joking. And you're like, dogs could be president. I'm like, are you sure? Like there's rules to be president. Like, you have to be born in the United States and of a certain age. And I guess if a dog is 40 something years old, he can be president, right? And then your response at that point would be, well, dog years is 7 years to a human, so he's got to be at least 6 years old, right? I mean, I'm like, all right, so you at least know a little bit about the basic constitutional requirements. I suppose, I mean, I don't know. I legitimately don't know if there's a law prohibiting animals from being citizens of the United States. Maybe they can be. Fine. Naturalized citizen, United States, whatever, sure. Okay, sure. And then, and then you're like, and then they're just as smart as people. I'm like, all right. That's when you take your drink and you walk off to the other table because now the person's just a fucking moron. But I have my personal rule is a rule of escalation. It's an escalating rule of dismissal is what it is. So the first step is like engagement, right? So let's take a real world example, right? A real world example. Let's say you're in the Facebook world, which is, again, a cesspool of dumb assery and stupidness. They post something like, I believe welfare recipients should be drug tested. Like, okay, that's a reasonable thing to think on the surface, right? Should I go get another drink? No, let's get through this. Then I'll go get another drink. That's a reasonable thing to say on the surface. Like, yeah, I mean, I've got to get a drug test for a job. If you want to get a drug test, you want to get approved for welfare or government assistance, yeah, let's drug test you. That's like having a job, right? You're asking to get paid, drug test. That makes sense, right? Yeah. Okay. On the surface, makes sense. You say, okay, I'm with you. What if, though, the cost of the drug tests was more than the amount that you would save from denying people their assistance? Do you still believe that? And then this theoretical imaginary person, who is definitely not my cousin's husband, would be the response would be, I never thought of it that way. Maybe, maybe if that were the actual policy, if we were exploring that policy, maybe there's a way to tweak it so that it's not universal, but maybe random. Maybe instead of random, maybe it'd be something more akin to what happens in the workforce, where if there's an accident, there's a mandatory, right? Like there should be something that triggers it. Like if you get in a forklift accident, you have to do a mandatory P test to see if you are intoxicated or under the influence of some kind of intoxicating material, right? Right. That's fair. That's a fair thing to think. That's a fair thing to respond with. And then you have like a conversation. You talk about it. You're like, yeah, we should figure out a way to save money. But maybe the thing that saves money is actually having people caught by the safety net, because the thing that actually costs money in the safety net is when people slip through the safety net and then they fall down into the cracks of the system, and then they have medical bills, or they get problems, and they lose their house, and then that's a problem for the entire community, because now you have people who are homeless, and maybe we don't want to save their house, but maybe we want to move them to a place that that's more affordable. It becomes a whole discussion, right? And you can debate things back and forth and say, what's the best way to solve this? What's the actual issue? You can discuss what the actual and get into a real conversation, right? Or the alternative to this whole like intellectual exercise would be, you say, what if? And the response is, well, I don't care because they're clearly going to use government benefits to buy the drugs. All right. That's one response. You take your drink, you move to the other table. Or you go, okay, so if they're using their government benefits to buy the drugs, what are they using to pay their rent? Oh, well, then they're selling the drug. There's enough government benefits to buy the drugs and pay the rent. Well, what if there isn't, though? Because the government benefit is not nearly as much as what they were making in a real job, and they didn't lose their job. Maybe they lost their job because of the drugs, but they didn't lose it. If they didn't lose their job because of the drugs, what if studies show that it actually costs more to do the drug test than it does that they would save save in the denied benefits? And the fact is that they're not saving money; it's actually costing more money. So the goal of reducing the cost of benefits is actually backfiring, because you're increasing cost of benefits because you're administering a bunch of drug tests that are useless. And now you've decided to increase the cost of the actual benefit. And then they go off into this other whole fucking tangent. And that's when you can either take your drink and go over to the other table, or you just start like, you know, mildly ridiculing them until it escalates to the point where you're basically calling them an idiot outright, but you're doing it in such a polite way that they don't know that you're calling them an idiot. You're saying things like, well, it would be really stupid to implement a program that increases the cost of the program in an effort to save money on the program, right? Why would somebody who's smart do something like that that's so remarkably gobsmackingly stupid? And you just continuously like ratchet up. That's such a dickish thing to do. God, I'm such a bad person sometimes. I don't mind being a bad person, but it's being a bad person in a good-hearted way. that's a that's a clippable moment. I don't mind being a bad person as long as I'm being a bad person in a good-hearted way. Like when you kill a pedophile. That's why conservatives love Kyle Rittenhouse, because he's a terrible fucking person who did a terrible fucking thing in a good-hearted way. Not that he knew they were pedophiles when he shot them, mind you. He just shot him and got lucky. Pedophile on a skateboarder. That's called a callback. That's called a callback, and that's something that funny people do, which is what prank comedians don't do, because they're not comedians and they're not funny. Christ. I'm going to get another piece of ice. Ooh, that cup needs to be wiped down. Clean it. Clean the cup. All right, I'm going to go get another piece of ice. I will be right back. I have to put up a graphic to say that I will be right back. What is the graphic that I'm going to put up? Any ideas? What shall we do? Oh, this is a perfect one. Boom. There it is. Main cam with chat. Look at that. I did graphics and stuff. I'm nearly professional is what that is. I got a piece of ice. Boop. There's at least one person who has watched my clear ice video and come to the distillery. I feel like a famous YouTuber. There are two things that I learned while walking to the freezer to get this piece of ice. One, I'm not entirely sober. I'm not what the police would call drunk, but I am not entirely sober. I've had 3 drinks in a little more than an hour, which, according to the blood alcohol metabolizing process, 1 drink an hour is about average of what you can metabolize. 2 drinks in 1 hour is still under the blood alcohol limit, but you're pushing it. I've had 3 in about an hour and a half, which means I'm about a half a drink beyond where I should be. All that said, the second thing that I learned is that I wanted a banana. So I got one while I was in my kitchen. I wanted a banana. Banana! And that is, we watched Minions the other day. Such an annoying word. All right. Into the trash can with you. All right. So what does chat say? What did you say, Bacon? Mm-hmm. Lost the login for your 5th Twitter account. You decided to stay dead there. Don't see the worth to go back to. I think we're connected on Twitter, if I'm not mistaken. Huh. The president of Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball Z was a blue Karen Terrier. I had a Karen Terrier when I was a kid. Her name was Sandy. Well, she was a mix. She was a mixed Karen Terrier, and she was a mutt. Just a mutt dog. She was adorable. She got hit by a car. Only time I remember ever seeing my dad cry was when he was burying that dog. He liked that dog. And when he was dying in his last days, he said, my dog Max, I want y'all to get him, I want y'all to put him to sleep after I die and have him buried with me. Dad, we're not going to murder your dog. We're not going to murder your dog. He's going to live. He's going to live. He's going to finish his life. He's going to be a happy boy. Then we'll bury him with you. But we're not going to murder your dog, Ramses. Oh, I love my dad, but that was one of the craziest requests he made. Like, no, Dad, we're not going to murder your fucking dog. William, are you still here? William Hall, sound off if you're still here. I want to know that you got your package. William Hall, paging William Hall. William Hall, paging William Hall. Please go to your nearest white courtesy phone. William Hall, paging William Hall. Please go to the nearest white courtesy phone. Just so y'all know, this was a full bottle of whiskey when we started. Oh, you can't see that. This was a full bottle of whiskey when we started. That's how easy our Boomtown bourbon is to drink. Our Boomtown bourbon is so easy drinking, you can knock off an entire, what is that, about a third of a bottle in about an hour and a half. We started at 10:30. That's probably not healthy. but I haven't had anything to drink in like 4 days. I think this might count as binge drinking. Maybe that, the dangers of binge drinking would be a great show to do. Get like an actual doctor in here. Oh, speaking of which, doing stuff like that is going to require a whole new computer. Because I'm going to need not my laptop, but I'm going to need a desktop or a streaming laptop. Something that has a beefier processor and a good graphics card. Two things which I do not have on this computer, which I bought way back in 2010-ish. I want to say 2010, 2012, probably 2010. I want to say it was 2010 when I started working at the bank. So this computer is at least 13 years old. Not designed for the shit that I'm doing here. Well, maybe designed for the shit that I'm doing here, but not really designed for it. Not adequately designed for it. That's some good whiskey. Anyway, my first check from the YouTubes is coming in the next, I don't know, week or so. Next couple of weeks, as soon as they update the revenues from the last 28 days. I have earned my first $100 check, my first $100 transfer from the YouTubes. I am super duper excited. Special thanks to William Hall and Mr. Jiggs, the first members of the channel. Bravo to you guys. Thank you for your support. But my first check will be coming, and I need to get a new computer. Get a new computer that I can stream with and do all the graphic stuff with, and they can handle the video. And then we'll do the video and audio updates and upgrades. I'll have a green screen from the distillery, so we'll have the Firefly Lounge broadcast studio, which will change its name for every Wildcat member who joins the channel and changes the name of the distillery for their 6-month or 3-month plan. Yeah, 3 months. I think that's what I'll do. I'll give you the rights to change the name for 3 months at a time. Anyway, but yeah, I need a new computer. Working towards that. But, first things first. I've got my rye that I'm going to bottle up. Once we bottle up that rye, it will be the first time since 2019 that I've got every brand of whiskey that I make available on inventory in the distillery at the same time. Very exciting. Very exciting time to be alive. Because that means I go out and do the tastings, and I can sell all of the brands that I have available and really push that shit and get that shit out the door. 2024 is going to be, I was hoping, 2023 has been a banner year. It has been a great year. We've got our tasting room building, our tasting room going in, our all of our brands that are available. We've got our equipment in place. We've got our the distillery is more functional than it's ever been. I've got online sales that have come available during the year. I've got marketing programs that have come available this year that haven't been available previously. I'm reaching out to 4 different states: Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Kansas. 4 different states outside of Texas, and all in addition to Colorado, California, and New York. So 7 altogether. 2023 has been a big year. in our development. 2024 is going to be the year where all of that infrastructure development is going to pay off in tangible, monetizable. We got monetized on our YouTube channel in 2023. We've added, we've added 1,500 or so subscribers in the year. How many subscribers did we add this year? I would like to get the actual number. I'm curious. This year alone. Oh, we're at 2649. We could be 2650 by the end of the show. That's exciting. Subscribers. In 2023, all of this year, we have added. You ready? Ready for this number? 1,201 subscribers. So at the beginning of this year, we had what, 14? We added 916 in 2023. And this year we have added 1,201 so far. This has been a huge year. Huge year. In the last 12 months, 365 days, 1,420 subs for the channel. And we've earned our first 100. I'm super duper excited. I'm excited about what the future holds for the distillery. I'm excited about the next 12 months for the channel. I'm excited about especially the next 12 months for the business. All the infrastructure around what we're trying to do. I mean, it's a nonsensical type of thing, but when I built the tables for the distillery, like, big fucking deal. You built tables, you dumb nerd. But y'all don't understand. Let's talk about the importance of tables. I needed 3 tables at my shop. I needed one table that was a work table. Had my, that I could do like mostly bottling. So I have my bottles laid out on the table. I have my bottler. It's right about here. It's just under chest height. It's about 4 feet tall. 3.5, 4 feet, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's a tall table. It's intended to be like a workbench where I can bring a chair up to it, sit down on the chair, do some stuff, do some work at the workbench, right? And then I had 2 other tables that were lower. They were about 33 inches. They were a normal sized table, but those were tables that were set up and designed for all the other stuff, corking, labeling, the stuff that you do. I'm gonna stand up real quick, see if the stuff that gets done down here, right? Like waist height is where that table is. Like a normal table, like a desk. It's down here where you can work. Those tables did not exist. I used folding tables from Walmart. $30 folding tables, $20 folding, however much they cost, I don't remember. Building those 3 tables was an infrastructure build that was, I don't know how to describe it. Like it's not a big deal by itself. Like the existence of that table by itself in the void doesn't matter. The existence of any one of those tables by themselves doesn't matter. But all 3 of them together gives me the ability to bottle, label, cork, and box up 40 cases at a time. 40 cases at a time. And I can put out a call for volunteers and say, hey, we need people. In fact, 40 is an underestimate. I could do 50, 60 cases at a time. Because we just did a bottling event at the distillery just a few days ago, and we boxed up and bottled up 26 cases of our straight whiskey. No, I'm sorry, our special reserve. we bottled up 26 cases of our special reserve. Didn't do it on camera. Y'all didn't see it. But what I'm saying is that was basically one table. And I've got 2 tables. So I could do about 60 cases at a time. And that's a huge infrastructure improvement from what we started at way, way back in 2013, 2014, when we could only do 5 or 6 cases at a time, 10 cases, 15 cases maximum in a day, 15 cases. And now we can do 60 at a time in an afternoon, in 3 hours. And I'm talking 15 cases in like a 12-hour day. You can do 60 in 3 hours. That's a huge upgrade. And those three tables that I built over the course of a day, and it's a minor infrastructure improvement. Every little incremental improvement that we do at the distillery leverages out to 5 cases a day over the course of the next 5 years. 10 cases, 20 cases, 30 cases, 100 cases. I'm getting to the point where I can do, if we're at full production, we have 5 people in the shop every day. We could box up and have ready to ship 100 cases a day. Theoretically. Now, that requires the production side to meet the finishing side. But assuming we have a pipeline of whiskey coming in that could allow us to do that, we've come such a long way since 2013, 2014, when we were just putting in the initial infrastructure, when we had our floor that we were hosing off because the grains were coming out, and such a mess. Such a huge mess in 2020, 2012, 2013, 2014, making the whiskey, stuff spilling out, spraying stuff out into the drain, getting stuff out. It's been a tough 3 years since the pandemic. I'm not going to lie. It's been a hard 3 years since the pandemic. Being locked out of stores for 6 months. Our benevolent overlord, Greg Wheels Abbott, telling us the pandemic was over 5 months before the pandemic was over, waving his magic wand and saying, everybody is healthy now. And then 5 months later, everything actually getting better. The rollout of the vaccine, the actual things moving forward, the supply chain disruptions. We couldn't get cardboard for boxes. We could not get our cardboard boxes for 5 fucking months. I couldn't get cardboard boxes from August 2020 to August, September, October, November, December, January. February 2021 is when I finally got those boxes. No, that's not true. That's not true. It was November 2022 when I got those fucking boxes. No, November 2021. November 2021. Because the rye came out in November 2021. And I couldn't package it up. I couldn't package up my fucking rye because I didn't have boxes for my rye. It was November 2021 when I finally got those boxes. The rye was ready. The boxes weren't. I had to make a special trip to get the boxes when they finally came ready later that month. We've come a long ways. We've done a lot of stuff over the last 2 years, 3 years. It's been and every little thing, it doesn't seem like a big deal. When I rebuilt those tables, when I took them apart and rebuilt them so that they had flat tops rather than the 2x6 planks that were warped and when I replaced the tops with a flat top so that we could put more on them, added 2 cases that I could bottle at a time on each table. So that's 4 more cases. Those 2 tables that I rebuilt are worth 4 cases. 360 times 4, 720 times 2 is $1,500. Not bad. Not a big deal. Or not a small deal, rather. It's good to have them. A week. $1,500 a week is what that infrastructure allows me to do. And there's more infrastructure that needs to be put in. I need to finish repairing my cold water chiller, my cold water pump. I need to finish repairing that. I need to finish plumbing my steam generator. I need to finish my tasting room. Man, that tasting room is going to be a huge addition to the business. Just as it is unfinished, we're adding $400 a week. It's a big deal. It's not paying rent yet, but we get it finished, ramps it up, it pays rent. That's a big deal. That keeps us operational. Keeps us operational allows us to keep our doors open. And it gives me another opportunity to get another at bat, get a chance to hit a home run. And that's all that matters. Every at bat gives you a chance to win the game. And we're a small business. We're a small business. We're growing. We're a very small cog in a $20 billion worldwide business market. $20 billion worldwide market. And this, by the way, is probably the best part of this show, the best part of this live stream. I've got a couple of drinks in me. It's after midnight. I start getting honest. In vino veritas, right? I start getting honest. I start telling you about the business. I start telling you about what we do. I start telling you about the industry. I start telling you about the people in the industry, like that rat fucking bastard who threatened to murder me and bury me in a fucking hole with a bunch of lies so they'd never find the body. His business is closed. Fuck that guy. Anyway, this is the best part of the show, where I'm honest. In vino veritas. After midnight, Old Humble, happy hour, after midnight, in vino veritas. Get your cocktails, ask me a question, I'll tell you what I really think. Yes, he's gay. Whoever the fuck that is, I have no idea. It's been fun to watch. Hey, Steve Erpenbeck is in the house. Cheers, Steve. Welcome to the party, my man. Thanks. It's been fun to watch how I've grown the distillery and the channel. Thank you. I appreciate that. The transparency, I think, is a value add. I think for the shop and for the business. I think telling people. I mean, a lot of people think that it's a glamorous job, and it is. I hang out with strippers and comedians and musicians, and I need to go do something real quick. And I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. I'll finish that thought in just a second. My phone monitor has turned off. I need to turn that back on. But it doesn't recognize me with my sunglasses on. That's okay. Make it bigger. Do the thing, do the thing, do the thing, do that thing, do this thing. Come on. Okay, there we go. Anyway, I want to get some raisins. Had the munchies. I have the munchies. I said the P. Anyway. So what was I saying? No, I mean, the transparency matters, I think. The growth matters. But there's a lot of people who think this is a glamorous job. That, you own your own business. You own your own business, and then immediately you go from. I started my own business, so I decided after a couple of weeks to go buy a Maserati. Like, that's not how shit works. There's no lightning bolt. There's no magic. There's no overnight success. That's not how businesses work. Overnight successes happen after 5 to 10 years of work. You work your ass off, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. You build your own luck by working hard, networking, meeting the right people, marketing your business, telling everybody you meet what you do, what you want to be when you grow up, and how you do it. The same way you become a CFO. You tell everybody you meet, I want to be a CFO when I grow up. And somebody says, well, we're hiring for a CFO. Let's call that guy. He wants to be a CFO. He's competent. And then you become a CFO. I go to festivals, tastings, festivals, tastings, shows. Anywhere where one or two are gathered. I bring the spirit. You bring the people. It's all evangelization. It's all evangelization. A little bit of luck. A lot of bit of luck. There's a lot of really good products that die because they're not lucky enough. They didn't do the work. They didn't have the connections. Whatever reasons. It's not to say that the people didn't work hard, because they work hard, but they didn't connect in the right way. And it just fell flat. We had a distillery here in Texas, MKT, on the west side of town. 5 years of work, and it just fell flat. It didn't quite work out, and they just closed their doors last weekend. Shit happens. Sometimes shit happens. Next year, 2024, October 2024, October 19th, 2024, is my 5-year anniversary of doing the distillery full time. 2024 is going to be a very consequential year for our distillery. You're curious if I am putting insulation between the walls of the tasting room from the distillery to keep comfortable versus the high heat from the distillery. Yes. I intend to put insulation along the outer wall as well as on top to help insulate the tasting room and office from the heat that will come in during the heat of the summer, so that we can have our tasting room open 12 months a year. That is 100% part of the plan. Absolutely. Also, it'll help dampen the sound from the distillery to the tasting room and from the tasting room to the distillery. Because when we have bands playing, it'll keep the sound inside the tasting room and not bleeding over into the other side. So, in our last bottling event that we had on Saturday afternoon, Same Old Circles, that has been featured on our Friday Nights Live on this channel, was a band that I called out to play at 5 o'clock on that night. So we got our work done by 5:30. They played for 30 or 45 minutes, wrapped up, poof, poof, they were done. They were the first band to play live at our distillery, which is super duper exciting. I love Faye. I love Patrick. They're both great people. Um, it was good to have them. But yeah, I fully intend to have insulation in my outer wall as well as on top of my distillery, the tasting room space, in order to not only dampen the sound, but also to keep the heat in and the cold out, the cold in and the heat out, but also as a slight protection from fire as well. Because if the alcohol catches on fire, everybody inside that tasting room could die. And we don't want that to happen. Not everybody. I mean, I want to survive. Everybody else can fuck off. I'm kidding. I want my wife and Lisa to survive too. No, 2 or 3 people. Just a couple people. Anyway, but yeah. So there's different designations I have for each wall. I have my short wall, which is the wall that is the short one between the bathroom and the front. There's the front wall, which is the one with the door that has the front door on it. There's the inside long wall, which is the one that goes to the bar, with the barn door, and it goes to the bar on the inside of the shop. Put this up here. Can y'all see that? Where's my? Let's go out here, huh? Huh. I don't know how to make that be. Anyway, doesn't matter. And then there's the long wall, which is also the outside wall. So there's the long wall, which goes on the inside, which goes to the bar. And then there's the outer wall, the long wall that goes on the outside from the front wall to the back wall of the whole shop. Um, there's the back wall, which is behind the bar, which is just a U that goes around. There's the outer office and the office. And the office is just all 4 walls inside the office. I've designated all those walls with the names, so I know what I'm talking about. Of course, none of that's going to matter in a few weeks when I have everything done. We're going to have everything textured. We're going to have a mural. Um, we're going to have wall sconces and wall. We're going to have a few of those up on the walls. Along with some other lights that are Old Humble themed. Well, I've got a lot of decorations and stuff that I want to put in the distillery. Um, Local artists will be able to hang their paintings and photos in our distillery. We've just got a lot of options available to us. I've got a lot of options available to me at the tasting room. Simply having the tasting room is a huge improvement at the shop over not having a tasting room, because it's a space that people can be invited into. It's an inviting space. There's tables, there's chairs, there's barrels, there's images. It's just like everything inside of it reminds you by the way you're inside of a distillery. And just outside that door is the stills, the barrels, and all the other stuff. And once we get the build out done, I'll be able to put up some shelves, get all the stuff that's on the floor up off the floor and onto the walls and out of the way, and then we'll be able to do so much more with the space and facility that we have. It's just been a slow, steady, progressively, incrementally improving process. And the challenge is doing it fast enough to be able to make sure that you can continue the progress, but not so fast that you outpace your resources. And it would have been really nice to have started this whole thing off with $500,000. Would have been really nice to start off with $500,000. If you're going to start a distillery, hey kids, me and you, just you and me. You, hey, camera one, you, me. Listen, hang on. Better still. We're going to go right here. Come here. Come a little closer. Look here. If you're going to start a distillery, if you want to start a distillery, I'm not going to discourage you from doing it. Get a good recipe. Make some bread. Learn how the grains interact. But more importantly than having a good recipe, start with $500,000, $500,000. I mean, if you've only got 30,000, that's a good start. But I'm telling you, life would be so much easier if you have $500,000. If you had 5 million, 25 million, life, the more you have, the more millions. Make it 50 million. Sorry, I'm trying to say this with a straight face. I'm trying to give you good advice here, kids. Look, if anybody ever told you that you should marry for love and not money, they're fucking liars. You should 100% marry for money. The only people who marry for love are poor people. Fucking if the rich fucking prince thinks you're beautiful, I don't give a shit if you're a dude as well. Just fucking be all like, Prince Charming, I will be your goddamn Miranda. All right, anyway. Let's go back to chat. I'm trying to give good advice to the kids, but it's just going fucking haywire. I'm just saying. The only people who marry for love are poor people. You ain't got any fucking money. Rich people don't marry for love. They marry for fucking resources. They combine their kingdoms and they increase their wealth. Jesus Christ. You marry for fucking love. Make sure you marry for what's it called? A prenup. God damn it. Anyway, what time is it? 12:30 a.m. I'm going for another 30 minutes. We're closing up shop at 1 o'clock, kids. You don't have to stay here. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. That's what it is. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. 1 o'clock. Not last call yet. Last call is at 12:50. 12:50 is last call. Right now, we're still enjoying the trip. Anyway, all right. Let's wrap up, and I'll begin the wrap up process. We'll talk about upcoming events at the Old Humble Distilling Company this weekend. I should do this as a clippable event. This weekend at the Old Humble Distilling Company. What is going to be my featured cocktail this weekend? I'm leaving for my Aunt Joy's funeral. I'll say a couple of words about my Aunt Joy. I was talking about this a few weeks back, or a few shows back, on my live stream when I was doing a build out. That Aunt Joy, my beloved Aunt Joy, lived in Arkadelphia. She passed this past week, December, beginning of December. She passed. She was 90 years old. Love that old lady. Visited her this summer, and it was shocking how frail she was when I saw her. It shook me. It did. Because she was 90. She was approaching 90. She was 89. She was approaching 90. She turned 90 this beginning of this month. She just passed. I'm going to her funeral this week. Next week, Sunday, heading up to Dallas, and Monday, heading up to Arkadelphia. Anyway, she owned a shoe store in Arkadelphia. We would go up to Lake DeGray starting in 86. I was 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Probably went up to Arkadelphia and Lake DeGray in Arkansas until I was about 20. 5 or so. Sounds about right. I don't think I'd married my wife yet. We're still girlfriend, boyfriend. Not quite fiance. But yeah, she was the one. But for as long as I remember, my Aunt Joy was 40 or 50 years old. She wasn't young, but she wasn't old. You know what I mean? She was in that middle age world where most of us live most of our lives. That zone between 30 and 65-ish, where you're in the prime of your life. And then all of a sudden, just like with my dad, just like with my Uncle Clyde, just like with my Uncle OD, they went from healthy, young, vibrant to old. And I'm sorry for bringing this down to a buzzkill stream, but I loved my Aunt Joy. And Aunt Joy is not her name. She was Aunt Joy. And in the South, there's a designation between ain't and aunt. Some are aunts and some are ain'ts, and there's no difference between the two. But this was an Aunt Joy. She was Aunt. Some called her Judge, Aunt Judge, Aunt Joy. She was a good person, a good woman. She was strong as hell. She was tough, just a tough old lady. God, I loved her. And I don't even know how to describe like the affinity. It wasn't like an adoration type of love. It was just like it was an admiration. More admiration than adoration. She was just like, imagine, if you will, the old lady who would stand up for the little guy. I mean that's the best way to describe her. She didn't take shit from anybody. She would stand up for you. She'd tell you to wipe the tears off your fucking face, dust off your knees, stand up. Stand up, child. Stand up. You are not gonna stand there and be weak in front of me. She was a strong woman. Respected the shit out of her. She was tough. She ran her own business. She left her hometown in Natchitoches, Louisiana, to go to Arkadelphia to run, to manage a shoe store until she bought the shoe store. She ran a shoe store in downtown Arkadelphia, Arkansas. And she ran that store until a tornado took it out in like 1997-ish. She was a remarkable woman. I admired the shit out of her. The strength that she possessed. She impressed me. Uh, she's one of the few people that I can look at and say that they legitimately impressed me. And not because of what she did, because she didn't, I mean, I can't point to an accomplishment. I can't say she built that, she did that, her name's on that building, whatever. There's no one thing. But it's the kids she raised, my cousins, My cousins are good people. Her people. Her branch of the family. My cousins are good people. They're strong people. They got character. That's a strong rod that goes down the middle of their spine that holds them up steady. My Aunt Joy put that in them. I am so fucking proud of her. I am so proud that I got to know her, that I knew who she was. I'm going to miss that old lady. And the thing is, like, for the longest time, she was in her prime. Like, I knew her. Like, for the longest time, I'd see her and I'd know her, and she was in her 40s and 50s. And then all of a sudden, she was 85, 90 years old. All of a sudden, it happens like that. I'm going to miss that old lady. So anyway, sorry for bringing it down to Buzzkill World, but I'm going to her funeral on Monday. Hell of a woman. Hell of a woman. And I'm looking forward to seeing all my cousins, my friends, who I've known forever, some of whom like me, some of whom do not, but it's okay. I'm looking forward to seeing all of my family. Looking forward to it. And it's going to be Sunday night, Monday morning. And then I'll be back Tuesday. Probably do a show on Wednesday. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Maybe I'll do it from the distillery. I mean, we're gonna have what are we gonna have? We're gonna have the walls are taped. Might have the green screen set up. We're gonna have shit going on at the shop. The Firefly Lounge, live from the Firefly Lounge. Maybe I'll get Jody in. Do a show on Monday. Do a show on Wednesday. Anyway, guys, I can't tell you how much I appreciate y'all's involvement in the channel. I can't tell you how much I appreciate y'all's involvement in my business. I can't tell you how much I appreciate y'all's involvement in my brand. Thank you so much for supporting our company. Thank you so much for supporting our brand. You can get us online, oldhumbledistilling.com/shop online. Just Google Old Humble. It'll come up. You can find us on all the socials, Facebook, Twitter. You can find us on TikTok, Old Humble Whiskey Guy, I think is what I am. I don't know. But it's mostly me. It's more personal than professional. Obviously, here on the Old Humble Distilling Company channel on the YouTubes. We're also on Threads. If anyone's on Threads, nobody's on fucking Threads. But more importantly, come to the original social media app. Your bar, your distillers, the tasting room. Come and say hi. I'm there Friday nights, 5 to 9. Sorry, 4 to 9 p.m., 2 to 9, 2 to 6 on Saturdays. Come say hi. Come say hi. Come get a drink. Come tell me how much you hate me. I'm good with that. We'll have a conversation. I'll have a drink. You'll have a drink. Everybody will be happy. Cheers. All y'all, from all of me to all of y'all, continue to be awesome to each other. Cheers. Till next time, I'm the Old Humble Guy, and you're not. Good night. This has been an award-winning production. Special thanks to Mr. Jiggs and William Hall, our super fans who support the channel. You too can be a super fan. Select the membership button and any one of the fan level support buttons that you would like to support the channel at. Until next time, I am the Old Humble Guy. You are not. Cheers and good night.